Good afternoon once again. I am going to give everyone we're going to get started at 5:37 to make sure we respect your time. We have a lengthy agenda today. I hope you had an opportunity to look at it. If not, it is connected to our meeting notice, which is also on our website. So please be sure, if you can, to check that out. And we'll get started in 1 minute. Okay, we are going to get started. My name is Dr. Wilkins, and I am excited to be here with you today. I have some new faces, so I hope I get an opportunity to kind of see all of our new members in person, but I also have some returning faces. So again, thank you so much for your commitment. I truly appreciate it. And at this time, I do need to identify our member from last year as a secretary is not online. Could I please have one of the members to volunteer to serve as the secretary? Don't jump all at once. Please. Let's see. Unless someone can text Miss Lewis. No? Okay. So I'm a volunteer and ask.
I will.
Who's I will?
Aquandra.
Hi,
I'm
how are
new,
you?
so I'll do the best I can. Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, welcome. I know you're one of our new members, so welcome to the Go team, and I look forward to working with you this year.
Thank you, thank you. Let me just grab my phone holder, my stand. Hold on.
Okay, no problem. I'm gonna wait, so I appreciate it.
And Ms. Morris, my name's Diane Jacoby. I'm the school governance liaison. I'm here to help. Just to let you know, we have a complete template for this meeting. So it is a lot of plop and drop, plug and chug, just kind of like fill in the blank.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
Just take notes, and I'll make sure that you get that template so that you can just fill it in after the meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. And let me know, Ms. Morris, when you're ready.
Okay, I am now, get it up here, ready.
Okay, sounds good. Before we get started with our meeting, I just want to review a few norms that is shared from our Go Team office. I'm going to read them up here. This meeting of the Go Team is only members of the team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public present are here to quietly observe. We will be fully present. We will follow the agenda as noted. Okay, yes, ma'am, as noticed to the public and stay on task. We will be respectful of each other at all times. We will be open-minded. We will invite and welcome contribution of every member and listen to each other. We will respect all ideas and assume good intentions, and we will approach differences of opinion with curiosity. At this time, I would like to say once again, good evening. Welcome to Benjamin E. Mays High School Go Team meeting, where we will follow the agenda as it has been emailed to you and publicly noticed. I am pleased to call this meeting of the Go Team to order. I will act in the capacity of the interim Go Team Chair just for this meeting. Our first order of business is to call roll. We have appointed Ms. Morris as our secretary. Once again, thank you, which will serve as the interim secretary for this meeting. The interim secretary, Ashley, I will call the roll because I have all the names here. Is that okay, Ms. Jacoby? Yes, okay, here we go. So Ms. Clay, are you present? I saw her name. Okay. Ms. Morris, our interim secretary, thank you. Ms. Hughley, are you present? Yes.
I am present. I'm driving. I'm also present.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Ms. Amos, are you present?
Present, good evening.
Good evening. Ms. Lewis?
I believe she's having some connection problems. She's working to get connected, Doc.
Okay, no problem.
Right.
We have Ms. Jennings, and she called me. She will try to join us later. And Ms. Rose, are you present?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, how are you?
Fine driving, but I'm here.
Okay, no problem, no problem.
Did you say that Miss Quay was here or not?
Ms. Clay?
Oh, it's Clay, C-L-A-Y?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Was she here?
Ms. Clay, did I see
can
that
look
you
on
were
the
here?
participant. I didn't see her. Oh, yeah, I see Greg Clay.
No, this is Loquanis. No, that's not him.
Oh, okay.
So no, ma'am, she is not. And I will email
Okay,
this
thank
list to you as well for you to drop it.
Great. Thank
Okay, no worries, no worries. All right, so next. The team will only be able to take an official action if a quorum is present. I think Mrs. Jacoby, we do have a quorum, is that correct?
Is Miss Jennings here?
So no, Ms. Jennings is not here.
I have that you have Miss Clay, Miss Lewis, and Miss Jennings absent.
That's
correct?
correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But you have 1, 2, 3. You do have a quorum.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, there is a quorum. Okay, our first order of business is to approve the agenda. This was provided to you, and there are also copies that are connected to our link that is posted on our website. I hope you had an opportunity to look at that. If not, I can try to share my screen so you can see that as well. Give me 1 second. I'm going to share so you guys, if you have not had an opportunity to visit our website, you'll be able to see. If you have not, are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, we are.
All right, awesome. So if you haven't had a chance so that you'll know where you'll find information, this is Mays High School's website. If you go here to Go Team, you will always see our meeting notice first, and embedded you will see where you can click on the agenda. And I will give you a minute or so if you did not look at it to go over it before approving an agenda. At this time, has everyone had an opportunity to review the agenda? If so, may I have a motion to approve the agenda?
Motion to approve?
Ms. Morris, that is Amos, Crystal Amos, first approval. May I please have a
And
second?
this is Ms. Rhodes, and I second motion it.
All right, thank you. Are there any amendments to the agenda? And the one amendment we will make today, we will not have public comment, which is listed here after announcements.
Dr. Wilkins?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
I apologize for interrupting. Can the secretary make sure that she has Mrs. Lewis present? She was able to connect. I know she was having connection issues. She's on now.
All right, awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
May I please get a motion to amend the agenda by removing public comments for tonight?
This
So
is Ms.
moved.
Rhodes. I make a motion to amend today's or this evening's agenda.
Thank you.
I'll second, Ms. Morris.
All right, thank you so much. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand. You can unmute and say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
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 Hi, Ms. Lewis, thank you. Okay. We would now move to filling vacant seats in the open community member seat. Before we begin this process, I'd like to remind you again of the GO team of the following. The principal brings forth the nominations for the vacant and open community seat. All GO team members have only one vote per seat. Individuals filling a vacant seat will serve until the conclusion of the seat's term. Individuals filling an open seat will serve for the full 2-year term. Upon approval, individuals are immediately full GO team members and may join the meeting. We will now begin by filling our vacant seats. Just so everyone would know, our vacant seats are our community seat. We also have a teacher seat, and we have 2 student seats. These are the seats. Oh, I've already said that. So I have the following nomination along with rationale for the vacant seat. For our community seat, I am nominating Mr. Greg Clay. He represents our Alumni Association. He has served and supported under this leadership for the last 4 years, and which the Alumni Association under his leadership has provided scholarships for some of our seniors. And in addition to that, supported us through our pandemic. I would like for Greg Clay to please come off and say a few words to our GO team members.
Hey, well, good evening, everyone. Principal Wilkins, thank you so much for a brief opportunity to talk a little bit about my experience. I've been very, very fortunate to serve on this GO team, and I know that we did a lot of great things last year under my leadership as the chair. While I'm not necessarily interested in serving as the chair this year, I believe that a lot of the decisions that we were part of, we still got to, work to do and continue stewardship to do in that regard. And so I'm excited about this school year and appreciate the nomination. And so I'll yield the floor.
We would now proceed to vote on this nomination. I nominate Greg Clay to fill the vacant position for our community seat. Does anyone have any comments or discussion about this nominee? We will now proceed to vote on the nomination of Mr. Greg Clay for this position of community seat. All in favor, and so that she has to count, if you could just at one at a time say aye for her or raise your hand. All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand. Ms. Morris, are you able to see the hands?
I can see my hand raised. Yes, I say aye. Okay.
Okay. Okay. All opposed, please say
Oh, I'm
nay.
sorry, I can only see my hand. I don't know if I'm the only one that
Oh,
was
no, no,
raised.
no. You could, there's more hands. We can help you out here. So I see one,
Okay.
two, three. I do not vote, right, Ms. Jacoby? Three. Okay, that's correct. Greg can vote for yourself, right?
No, Greg's not on the team yet.
Okay,
He
I
can't
forgot you're
vote.
not on team yet. That's Jasmine. Three. Miss Hughley and Rose, did you guys vote?
I can't do the reaction because I'm driving.
That's okay. Can you tell me what your vote? Are you voting?
Yes,
Are you a yay or nay?
yay.
Okay. That's four. Miss Rose?
Yeah,
Okay,
I was trying to hit this button.
that's
Sorry.
okay. Let's see, I think that's everybody. So this time, you have all yays. Everybody have an opportunity to vote. I'm trying to navigate to make sure I caught all hands. Okay, we are now have filled our community seat. Mr. Greg Clay, welcome back.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
No problem. Our next nomination is for our open teacher seat. Mr. Leah Urban was our teacher here. She is no longer with the district. And so how this works is that the principal gets an opportunity to nominate a teacher. The teacher in which I'm nominating, her name is Miss Jasmine Smith. She is our new NYP coordinator here at Mays High School. However, she has also served 6 years here as a science teacher. If you're not familiar, currently we are an IB school working towards becoming an IB World School. And what that means as a NYP coordinator is that this individual works closely with the middle school because we have decided to jointly align ourselves with our middle school so that IB is transferred over into the high school. At this time, I will ask Jasmine Smith to unmute and briefly introduce yourself to the Go Team members.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jasmine Smith, and I'm so excited for this opportunity. I hope that this will broaden my experience as a science educator and as the NYP coordinator. And I look forward to pushing our vision as an IB World School at Mays High School.
Thank you so much. We will now proceed to vote. On the nomination of Jasmine Smith for the the vacant teacher seat. At this time, all in favor, please say aye or raise your hand. And Mr. Clay, you can
Aye.
this time.
Aye, this is Ms. Rose, aye.
Okay. Okay.
Hi, Miss Hughley.
Okay. All right, Greg, did you vote? It looks like it. Yes, okay, 1, 2, 3. It looks like I have all ayes. Do I have any opposed? Let me go that route. Okay, sounds good. I would like to, at this time to welcome Jasmine Smith to the Go Team for the 22-23 Go Team. Welcome. Thank you so much. At this time, and Mr. Jacoby, I'm gonna need some guidance. I was not able to find volunteer student representatives. May I please have that at the next meeting?
Yes, you may
Okay.
table that and then
Yes, ma'am.
be sure to have it ready for the next time.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Okay. Ms. Lewis, before I read the next part, do you have the minutes from the last meeting?
I apologize, I don't. I'm just getting.
That's
yeah,
okay.
I don't.
Okay, no worries. So what I'm gonna do is add it to our next meeting. I need, if you could do me a favor and email it to all of our Go Team members, so at the next meeting, we can go back and approve it. Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right, thank you so much. All right. Oh, we would now move to electing Go Team officers. Before we begin the nomination, I'd like to remind the Go Team of the following. Let's see. All right, Ms. Lewis, you'll put your hand down. I see you guys, your hand down. Up.
Oh,
No worries. Nominations do not have to be second. A member may nominate themselves. A member may nominate more than one person for any position. A member may decline a nomination during a nomination process. And then, of course, we'll talk about students. Students may fill any officer position. Members may not serve more than 2 consecutive terms in the same office position at the same school. Nominees do not have to leave the room during the nomination period or when a vote is taken. And if there's more than one nominee per elected office, each nominee will be offered an opportunity to share why they should be elected to the seat. The newly elected officers will assume their position starting at the conclusion of the meeting and serve for 1 year or until a new officer is elected. All voting members have only 1 vote per seat. First, we will elect the Go Team chair. As a reminder, the responsibility of the chair include, but are not limited to, leading Go Team meetings, working with the principal and Go Team to develop meeting agendas, ensuring every Go Team member has an opportunity to be heard, and monitoring team compliance. I will now open the floor to receive nominations for the chair.
Can you help me out, please?
Yes, ma'am.
And only because I see all these names, but I don't know who's who as far as, who was on the Go Team last year, this year, who, from our perspective.
Okay, so I'll give you some names, and if everybody would just kind of unmute themselves and say hello so that Ms. Morris can actually nominate, see your faces. So the members are Ms. Morris. We have a Ms. Clay. She is not on the phone or on this line. You have yourself, of course, you can say hi to everyone and thank you again. We have Ms. Hughley. Ms. Hughley, can you say hi? I know you're driving. Be careful.
Hi everyone.
All right, we have Ms. Hughley is, she's on, okay, we'll get into that one. Ms. Amos.
Good evening. How are you all?
Okay. We have Ms. Lewis.
how everybody doing? Happy New Year.
Okay. And we have our new nominated position, which is Ms. Jasmine Smith for staff.
Hi.
Our new community, our regaining, but our new community member is Mr. Greg Clay.
Hey, good evening.
And we have 2 community members. She's not with us. Her name is Ms. Jennings. And we have our next, it's a swing seat, which is Miss Rose. Miss Rose, be careful, but can you say hello?
Yes, I'm parked right now. Yes,
Okay.
hello,
Y'all
everyone.
be careful. Okay, no
Yes, ma'am.
problem. Does that help you out, Miss Morris?
It does, and I just wanted to say hello to everyone as well.
All right, thank you
Hello.
so much.
My
Hi.
first time here, yes.
Welcome.
Okay, great job. So now, out of all of you wonderful individuals, I need someone who would love to be nominated as the chair, the Go Team chair. Do I have any volunteers?
What are the duties again?
The duties are leading the Go Team meetings, working with the principal and Go Team to develop meeting agendas, assuring every Go Team member has an opportunity to be heard, and monitoring team compliance.
I nominate
Principal
Ms.
Wil-
Amos.
You nominate who, Ms. Morris?
Ms. Amos.
Okay. Yes, Ms. Jacoby, I'm sorry.
No worries. I was just gonna let everybody know that the Go Team office is here to support you. So we do have scripts, we have templates. Anytime you want to call us, we will happily talk you through it. But like the scripts, I'm telling you right now, Principal Wilkins is reading from a word for word script. So, you know, because we don't want you to have to worry about that part of it. We want you to focus on talking about kids. So we really try to help you. So don't
Yeah,
let being an officer scare
give
you.
me all the words. Just read it.
I'll take the nomination.
Okay, so great job. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Kobe. I appreciate that.
Okay, if there are no further nominations, I will close the floor and we will begin the confirmation process. We have, Jacoby, I think I have 7 or 8 people on the call. Is that correct? I think it's 8.
I think you got up to, yeah, you got a lot of them.
Ms. Morris, can you confirm how many names did I give? Did I give you 8?
Let me see here.
Okay.
I think the only person that's not
You
here
gave
is
me,
Miss Jennings, correct?
right,
Miss
that's
Lu-
correct. So it's 8,
Miss, yeah.
not including Miss Jennings.
Okay, it's Janice and Clay that's not here.
And
Miss Clay. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
Miss
Miss
Clay.
Clay
Yeah,
as
that's it.
well.
That's it. So, but I had those 2, so that is that 8?
mhm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So no, you have 7. So you
Okay.
have 9. You
Yeah.
currently have 9 members. And if 2 are missing, that means
2
that
are
you-
not here. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm about.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you both. All right,
but
so
you
we
still have quorum.
okay, and we have 7 people being, no, we have 1 person being considered for the position. I went through all that, did not need that. And the nomination for the chair is Miss Crystal Amos. Other go-team members may ask the nominee questions. Please raise your hand. All right, do we still have to vote if she's the only one? Okay, at this time, we must, please raise your hand to vote for for Miss Amos as chair. Okay.
This is Ms. Rose. I vote
Thank
for
you.
Ms. Amos to be chair.
All right, thank you. All right. Raise your hand. All right. Do I have any nays? Okay. And at this time, I would like to congratulate Ms. Krista Amos. You will serve as the Go Team Chair. Congratulations, Amos. Now she would need a phenomenal Go Team Vice Chair. As a reminder, this responsibility of the Vice Chair include, but are not limited to, ensuring the Go Team follows parliamentary procedures, working with the principal and chair to develop meeting agendas, and acting as a chair if the chair is not present. I will now open the floor to receive Vice Chair nomination.
I
Anybody?
nominate myself.
Okay, I
Appoint
love
Morris.
it. I love it, Ms. Morris. Thank you.
And this is Ms. Rose. I nominate myself as well.
Okay. Okay. All right. If there are no further, okay, if there are no further nomination, I was close the floor. We
I
begin.
want to nominate Ms. Jasmine Smith.
Got it. I love it. I love this. All right, here we go. Okay, if there are no further nominations, I will close the floor. We will begin the confirmation process. We have 3 people being considered for vice chair seat. The nomination for vice chair is Ms. Morris, Ms. Rose, and Ms. Smith. At this time, I will offer each vice chair nominee an opportunity to explain they are the best candidate for this position. Other Go Team members may ask the nominees questions before voting. We will start with you, Ms. Morris. If you could unmute yourself and tell us a little about yourself and why you should serve as vice chair.
Oh, okay. Hello again.
Hi.
I feel that I'm the best candidate as vice chair because I have experience one in my community as a vice president of a board. I currently am a member of a national board of cooperative housing. which is based out of Washington, D.C. And I have been on the parent council before it was the Go Team as the chair, and served also in PTA as president. And really, when you're president, you do all the roles if no one else does. So I think that I'm the best person for the job.
All right, sounds good.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for sharing. Okay, next we will hear from Ms. Rose. Are you able to share a little bit about yourself and why you will serve best as vice chair?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, so my name is Linnea Rhodes. I am second year on the Go Team. I served as vice chair on last year for the Go Team for Mays High School. The experience that I'm with is being on the Go Team, not just only on the high school level, but in the middle school, being involved with the middle school and elementary level. I also come with experience from the Student Government Council from Fulton County Schools as well, where I've served in several aspects with the same voice for the school. Coming with the background of being able to get the voices of the students, getting the voices of the staff and the parents on the Go Team.
Okay, great job. Thank you, Ms. Rose. And lastly, our next nominee is Ms. Jasmine Smith.
I am going to allow the other two to duke it out.
Okay. Okay.
Don't do that. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize Ms. Rose had so much experience as well. So I pull myself out and leave Ms. Rose.
Okay, but that does mean I hope that the two of you definitely pick up one of these other positions because there are many. So at this time, we now have a single nominee, which is Ms. Rose. Please raise your hand to vote for Vice President Ms. Rose. Okay. So it looks, do I have any nays? Okay, congratulations, Ms. Rose. You are our Go Team Vice Chair for next year.
Thank you.
Or this year, I said next, but this year, no. Here we
No
go. Now we elect the Go Team Secretary. As a reminder, the responsibility of the secretary include, but are not limited to, posting Go Team documents, agendas, summaries, and minutes to the website and at the school, taking minutes at Go Team meetings, and ensuring the Go Team is in compliance with Georgia open meeting laws. I will now open the floor to receive secretary nominations.
Ms.
Yes.
Morris, come on up.
I would like to nominate Ms. Smith, Ms. Jasmine Smith.
Okay, any other nominations?
I don't understand.
Uh-oh.
Can I ask a question? I thought when we first started, it was mentioned that we currently had a secretary. Are they
So
still
she's
in
from-
their term?
Yes, ma'am. So she was for last year. So when we open up our initial meeting, if the secretary from last year is present, he or she would take the notes just for this meeting until we elect new officers for this upcoming year. So that you only serve one term.
Okay, yes, I got it. I remember. Thank you.
Okay, no worries. Okay.
Nominate Ms. Morris. Jasmine, don't get mad at me. Ms. Smith. It's awkward.
No worries. So now we have two nominations, right? Would any other nominees like to decline the nomination? Great. If there are no further nominations, I will close the floor. We will begin the confirmation process. We have two people being considered for the secretary's seat. The nomination for secretaries are Ms. Jasmine Smith and Ms. Morris. At this time, I will offer each secretary nominee an opportunity to explain why they are the best candidate for the position. Other Go Team members may ask the nominees questions before voting. At this time, I will ask Ms. Jasmine Smith to please share with the Go Team why you should be nominated as the secretary.
Hey, Dr. Wilkins, you didn't see my hand?
What was your hand? You declined?
I did.
Okay, no problem. No, I'm sorry. I apologize. I did not. So then that lends itself to Ms. Morris. Ms. Morris, could you share?
Hello. So that's funny. I actually currently serve as secretary on the cooperative housing board here at Fairburn Townhouses. And I've been secretary now for maybe 4 terms. And I've been serving on the board since 2007 here. And again, I currently now this is my first year serving on the national board. I have held the positions of vice president, secretary, treasurer. I've held every position except the president. We allow that to the member that's been here, 40 something years. He's maintained that role. However, I've been very involved in working in nonprofit before. Then I supported 5 boards throughout the county and was secretary at all of those.
Hey, that is awesome. You've done a lot. That is awesome. So at this time, yes, please raise your hand to vote for your for secretary of our Go Team. That would be Ms. Morris. If we could all raise our hands here.
Aye.
Okay.
And I'm apologize. My connection is a little unstable, so I might be popping on and popping off.
That's okay, Ms. Eagle. You okay? Do I have any nays? Okay. Congratulations, Ms. Morris. It's going to be a great year having you as our Go Team secretary. Thanks again.
Thank you all.
One last vote. Now we will elect, it's called Go Team Cluster Representative. Cluster representative may also hold another office position. So it can be anyone that was nominated as chair, vice chair, or secretary. As a reminder, the responsibility of the cluster representative include, but are not limited to, attending all cluster advisory team meetings. There are 3. So that's 3 in addition to our Go Team meetings, and reporting back to the Go Team on the cluster advisory team meetings. I will now open the floor to receive cluster representative nomination.
I nominate Mr. Clay.
Okay, Mr. Clay. With any of the
Okay, what was that? I'm sorry. What? I had to step away real quick. What have we voted on again as well? I'm sorry.
It's called the Go Team Cluster Representative.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, you okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Clay, would you like to decline? I'll say that very low.
Hey, everyone, I'd accept that nomination. I think that's an
Okay.
exciting role based on my experience, and I appreciate it.
All right, great. So at this time, please raise your hand to vote for our cluster representative, Mr. Clay.
Aye.
Okay. Do I have any nays? Congratulations, Mr. Clay. You will serve as the Go Team Cluster representative for this school year. Thank you so much. Okay, next call of business is protocol for public comment. We will now move to our next item of business in reviewing and updating or confirming our Go Team public comment protocol. Public comment opportunities are available for Go Team to hear from interest members of the community from section 3.4 of the Go Team handbook. Opportunities for public comment shall be provided at least 4 times in the school year. Go Team members will not provide responses or engage in direct conversation during meetings. Each Go Team member may determine a consistent method for receiving public comments and for parents and other citizens to sign up to address the team. At least 20 minutes of time to the public to make comments at meetings where public comments is permitted. And the public reserve at least 2 business days notice of protocol for signing up. Here's an example of a public comment protocol from the Go Team handbook. For those wishing to provide comment, there's a time allotted up on the agenda from 6 to 6:20. Sign up sheet is by the door. In the past, we've done it electronically. Each member of the public will have 2 minutes to speak, at which time we will ask you to have a seat to allow others to speak. The public comment period is designed to gain input from the public and not immediate response by the Go Team to the public comment presented. At the end of the 20 minutes, we will close public comment and move on to the next agenda item. If there are questions or information that you have for the Go Team, you may also contact one or more of the Go Team members after this meeting. You can go find Go Team members' contact information and meeting dates and agendas on the Go Team page of the school website. What I would share is last year, because we were all virtual, we actually just used the Google form. We asked that anyone wanted to participate in public comment, they had to sign up 1 hour prior to the meeting. And again, we allot 20 minutes as they sign up. And I think last year, we only have to offer 4, but I think last year we tried to offer 1 at every meeting. Please take a moment to think about how you, as a Go Team, how we would like to govern ourselves as it relates to public comment protocol. And once again, just to adjust, we used an electronic form from last year. You had to be signed up 1 hour prior to the meeting, and we get to determine the dates at a later time. Are there any adjustments someone would like to share that we may need to adjust for our public comment protocol?
Hi,
I
this
have
is Ms.
no
Rose.
object- Go ahead.
To do the public, being able to ask your questions from the public, I think we should stay with the digital format. Still being able to show, they still have to sign up prior to the meeting 1 hour. However, if they sign up the meeting right before 1 hour, understanding that everybody in the Go Team has to be able to look at those questions before we meet.
We want them to be able to look, to provide questions. If they have any questions, they need to provide them at the time of sign up. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, but also let the Go Team be able to look at those, see those questions prior to a meeting as well.
Okay. Any comments on that? Is that something you would like to add? I'm asking all members. Would you like, Ms. Rose is proposing that in addition to signing up 1 hour prior, if there are any questions in which they want to address, that they actually submit those questions at the time of sign up, which has to be 1 hour prior. But let me ask Ms. Jacoby, if they present questions, are we able to engage those questions?
It is not our recommendation that the Go Team office strongly discourages from getting into back and forth discussions with the public during Go Team meetings. This is supposed to be a meeting of the Go Team to talk about governance. And part of that is because a question may arise that you guys don't have the data or the information for. So somebody may bring a question to you saying that, hey, I was looking at the milestones history for our 10th graders and they far and away out-achieve our 9th graders and our 11th graders. What was different? Why are they so much better? Like, and you guys don't have that on hand. So what you may decide to do is take what somebody brings to you in public comment under consideration and then put it on the next agenda. You know, so you might say, hey, you know what, Principal Wilkins, we really want to know the answer to that. Is that, you know, accurate? Is that, so just like at the APS school board meetings, people come up and they voice their concerns, they voice questions that they may want the board to consider, and then the board may or may not put it on a future agenda. It's the same for you guys.
If I may, when I say to bring it up, I mean for the question to be able to be asked, the Go Team is able to see that question. If it's something that we can answer and we have the time for it and that meeting, that we're able to do it. Otherwise, we can table it, but at the meeting announce it, but let the Go Team see what that question is and not wait until the next meeting.
So would you want them to put the question on the form that they have? Like, would you want them to, in the
Yes.
form? That they
Yes.
put what they, other
Yes.
teams have done that, but I also recommend that that is not a requirement, because sometimes people want to be able to come up and speak their piece without feeling like they are being,
Pre-script.
yeah, well, not even pre-prep, but more, that it isn't going to be a situation where, oh, I'm going to do this, and then they're going to try to convince me not to do it. You know, they may just want to be like, I'm going to come speak my piece, and y'all have to wait till I get up there. So it's fine if you put that on the form, but I would not recommend making it a requirement.
Ms. Rose, the only thing I would ask as a principal, like it needs to be a clause. So often people will ask questions as though they want it right then, even if they submit it 2 days before, keeping in mind, they're like, well, she should go get the data. That's not how sometimes data works. And so we just have to put a clause that if we're asking for data or something like that, that we are afforded the opportunity to put it on our next agenda. Is that fair enough?
Yes, ma'am. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, no worries. I think we just need to script it. So,
Yes, absolutely.
okay, so what I'll do, I'll get somebody to type it up, right? And then send it out, and then we can kind of vote and work on it in like in a Google Doc or something prior to that. Is that okay?
Yes, and I can,
Okay.
I'll email you, share you one of the ones I have.
Okay, but can we all agree that we will stick to, I guess, what we presented last year, that it was 1 hour prior, you have to sign up and all that good stuff? That was our protocol, and it would be still electronically. Is anybody opposed
Yes,
to that?
ma'am.
Okay. All right, so we're understanding we're going to keep the public comment from our last year with adding a clause by adding to our digital form. They're going to add have a question section that is not required, but allowing them to ask their question during the document, and we'll share that with the Go team. And what we understand is that it can be used for the next meeting. We will put a clause in there regarding data, and we'll do our very best to see if it's something we will address in next meeting. If we can, may we have a motion to adopt this public comment protocol?
Motion.
That's Amos, Ms. Morris. May I get a second?
Second.
Okay, and that's Mr. Greg Clay. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All right,
Aye.
all right, sounds good. It sounds like, do I have any nays? All right, at this time, we have adopted a public comment protocol. Our next one is setting the agenda for our meetings. We have to have at least 6 meetings. One of those 6 meetings will include this meeting as well as 4 public comment meetings. So I hope everybody's in a position. Right now, is this the second Thursday? Right now, this is the second Thursday of the month. Do anyone has a suggestion, or can we stick to the second Thursday of every month at 5:30, or do anyone have an additional suggestion? Okay, are we gonna have,
Suggestion. Is 6 o'clock, is 6 o'clock too late for everyone? I know 5:30 sounds optimal, but in all reality, I'm an employee of the district, so we get out of school at 4:15. We leave sometimes 4:30. Sometimes we have a faculty meeting, even though it's not on Thursdays. But it's just something that's, I'm just throwing it out there. Is 6 o'clock too late for everyone?
It's too late for me because I have a prior engagement that starts after that. So I had to stick to 5:30. When it was made the first one, I just sanitized everything afterwards.
And I had a question about that time as well. I was wondering about the 6 o'clock as well. But also, are we looking to just keep it as virtual or in person too? But I was thinking about that time as well.
yeah, so my conversation, my vote, but I don't get a vote, my comment or preference would be in person, right? It makes talking about data so much easier, because when we're virtual, it just seems like there's a disconnect. And then again, we'll talk about some of the data that we are going to present. However, if the time is going to present a challenge for some and virtual is going to be the best, I'm very flexible Because it seems as though we can move it to 6 because we have a member that we need that can't do after 6. So we have to keep it at 5:30 with virtual.
Maybe another day.
Do
What about maybe another day?
Oh, we can try another day. You guys want to try another day?
As a teacher, Jasmine and I have already scheduled our tutorials and Miss Lewis. And so that kind of moves things around for 3 members. So I think virtual is a great compromise since we can't do 6, and maybe you can keep your camera off and still do 5:30. But the teachers of us who work at Mays, we have a tutorial schedule that we've already set for the year.
No, it's just hard for me to be able, I can't read the agenda while I'm driving. I can't, I know when we start getting into budget season and we actually show numbers and you want to be able to absorb those things. So I just say that we have to make sure that if we're going to keep it virtual and we're going to keep it at 5:30, that we have to make a commitment to submit the minutes the day before, any documents the day before, so that we will have adequate time to review it. Because being able to pull up documents while you're driving is not safe, and we want to be able to, have input into the conversation. And I just know by being on the Go team for a while, there are things that we really got to look at and immerse ourselves into the work.
Okay.
But I would be for face-to-face if it were on, like I said, another day, because I know that being that close, since I'm at Young, I could be there. But I guess I'm just throwing it out there.
So let's do a compromise. I believe in that. So if budget season is always the one that's need to where everybody has to have multiple documents, right? So budget season starts at the end of January, February. And Ms. Kobe, tell me if I'm wrong. We could try to schedule our January, February meeting in person, right? Let's see if we can, and I will ask Ms. Amos if we do just those 2 months, are we able to shift to 6? Just so that we are able to, because budget season is the one where everybody just needs to sit in the room and look at lots of paper. Are we able to do that?
So with that, I understand Ms. Hewley's point. I agree with robust conversation. I do know that this is a team, and the purpose of a team is collaboration. And so I do understand Ms. Hewley's point. So I have another suggestion. It may be a viable option. I do believe that with Ms. Morris's plethora of experiences, that it's feasible for her to send that. That's not an unreasonable request. I think it's feasible to keep it virtual, to keep it at 5:30, but also make the compromise of Ms. Hewley getting that information. And I trust Ms. Morris will do that 24 hours in advance. That's not an unreasonable request. Ms. Morris, can we do that? So that Ms. Hewley has the opportunity 24 hours in advance to look at the documentation and have a chance to read it over.
So if I may interject just really quickly, a couple of things. One, when it comes to the minutes, because Go teams are considered public governing bodies. So you all are publicly elected officials, congratulations. You are bound by state law. So minutes have to be sent out by state law within 20 days. So that's one thing. So minutes should get to you within 20 days. Second thing is, even if you guys meet in person, please remember that APS requires that you both stream and record your meeting. So you're still going to have a virtual presence. The third thing, like Ms. Ammons just said, is that this is a team, and that you need to find times, even if it's like, okay, 1 month we're going to meet at 5:30, the next month we're going to meet at 6:30. I have a team that they're going to be meeting at 7 o'clock all year because that's the time that worked for people. So, if Tuesdays at 7 work instead of Thursdays at 5:30, that might be what you guys have to consider. The rules based off of the contract we have with the state of Georgia is that meetings have to be outside of instructional hours. So other than that, it's a kind of an open playing field.
I would like to see, if possible, at a later time, if 6 o'clock is available, just sometimes. I just know this time, the 30 minutes in between, it's hard for me because I'm driving one way or the other.
Okay,
My
so,
thinking is that if we're able to meet in person, at least those 2 months, January and February, 6 o'clock in person. But my suggestion would be, or my opinion would be that we meet in person, and it maybe have to be on another day in the month at 6 p.m. if that was, what we needed to do.
okay, so can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Again, compromising, because compromise is the bread of life, correct? And so my compromise suggestion would be, I would think it would be an amenable, because if you're meeting in person, as Miss Diane Jacoby mentioned, we're going to have to record and stream. So that means that someone on the team is going to be responsible for uploading, recording, and getting that stream and make sure that team is working. So that's what I would call a duplication of processes. And for the purpose of streamlining, I would be amiable to moving to 6 o'clock so that you can have time to review, you can be present and do so virtually and still have it 24 hours in advance. I think that's a feasible compromise. Ms. Hewley, would 6 o'clock work for you? Because I understand the contention is 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock would work for me. And like I said, I don't know if we're talking about or discussing moving the date, or if we're talking about keeping it on Thursday at 6 o'clock. That would just have to be what we kind of have to throw out there.
Okay, because I know Ms. Rhodes was concerned, and Ms. Hewley also brought up 6 o'clock. My aim here is continuity, because with continuity, you can have community involvement. And so preventing shifting back and forth breaks that continuity. And I would prefer to have continuity, even if that means I have to compromise and move back one of my engagements that I've already committed to and say, okay, we can do 6 o'clock and we can do it virtually because the recording is already there. Everything's already set up in process. You've asked for the information 24 hours in advance, which we can do so that you can look it over. Would that be viable? I believe that's viable, and it's a win-win because everyone gets what they want. And I am compromising.
I just want to make sure I hear what everyone's saying. So I think we all have agreed on 6. Is that correct?
On Thursday?
On Thursday.
Okay.
Okay, is that everybody good with that? 6 o'clock on Thursday? I also understand it sounds as though we are going to be virtual, remain virtual, right? Okay. We're going to also ensure that documents are given out to review. Oh, you should have them before that, but wait, definitely 24 or more hours so that they can be reviewed. Is that agreed upon? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
And-
because the only thing with that, and I think Ms. Jacoby spoke to the time limit in which we're supposed to have it. We can't vote. I mean, seriously, we cannot vote to amend or to keep an agenda if we haven't really looked at it. Because we have to be able to sit down and look at it and see if there are any corrections, or, because I mean, I've been in Go Team meetings several times when we were like, oh, that was a correction. This wasn't stated. We didn't do this. And, you know, just keeping with the spirit of what we're supposed to be doing, we need to be able to follow that process because that's what we're supposed to be doing anyway.
Absolutely, Ms. Hurley, I concur, absolutely.
And just one thing on like the reports before the meetings, that's as Principal Wilkins and her team, if there's a data report or something, then that absolutely can be sent out to the team before the meeting so that they can review it and be ready with their questions and foundational knowledge. That's actually good practice. Just be sure that as that is happening, remember that discussions of those reports need to take place in the meeting, not in emails. So.
Okay. All right. It sounds like we reached that. All right. And that will happen on the second Thursday of the month. The next thing is how many meetings? The minimum amount of meetings we have is 6. So do anyone want more meetings, or are we okay with 6 meetings?
I think we're okay with 6 unless we decide if something occurs that we may need to do another day, but 6 seems to be fine.
Okay.
So my question is, how many did we have 6 last year, because remember we ended up adding a meeting when it came around budget season because we were stuck on that one topic we're talking about. And
Yeah, so that's
we
what
stayed
made-
on that for like 2 hours.
So that's what Ms. Rose is saying. She's saying do 6, and then we agreed that if we need another meeting, we'll make that adjustment as needed.
Gotcha.
Okay. So this meeting count as one. What is this month? September. Are we doing, are we okay with one in October?
Yes, I think we should.
I'm just
Because
trying to do the, I got you. I'm doing the, I want to make sure we do the budget months. So the proposal months are September, that's today, October, November. We skip December. Budget season starts in January. So then we'll have one January. We have to vote on budget in February, and we typically meet again in March to based on what the district approvals are. Are you guys okay with that?
I am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Wilkins, just to let you know, we've been told by finance
Yeah.
that you will have your principal's budget training on January 19th.
Okay.
So that's after that second Thursday. So you may need to push your January meeting
Okay.
to a little later.
Okay,
And
so-
please understand finance controls that. I'm just,
You said it's
That's what we've
January
been told.
19th.
January 19th is what we've been told is principal's budget training.
Okay.
And you know that that's when you receive your allocation. So
Yes, ma'am. Just so I can bring everybody, what she's sharing is that I don't have a budget meeting to January the 19th, and that's kind of what happened last year, Hughley. Like we had our meeting and then I had the budget meeting, so I didn't have all the information, so we started too late. So what she's suggesting is that instead of doing the second Thursday of every month, we have to do January meeting is going to have to be January the 26th.
And that's fine, because I would rather us have the allocations and everything that we're gonna have so we can make informed decisions.
Okay.
That's fine with me. I don't know what everybody else thinks about it.
I think you're right, Ms. Hewley. Absolutely. That's great insight. And that's why we make a great team, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so the date for, we have September, today is the 8th, and October, and let's just make, because I know for the first time we have a winter break. This will fall on October the 13th. Is that the winter break?
That's the winter break. I was gonna tell you that. So we may have to go back to the 20th because that's the winter break during that week. I was gonna tell you that.
Okay, so October the 20th, I'll make sure we send these dates out because we're out of school. If you don't know, we're super excited about that. And in November, it will fall on November the 10th. And that, Ms. Morris, I would definitely share these dates with you, okay?
Sure thing.
All right, we are gonna skip January, and January, we're gonna do January the 26th. Can somebody check, the next meeting is February the 9th? Is that a break? No, okay, great. And then our last meeting is March the 9th. Are we in school? Okay. All right, so what we have are 6 meetings. We'll start at 6 o'clock. It will be virtual. We'll ensure that everyone has everything that they need prior at 24 hours. Now, the next thing is that we have to have 4 public comments based on those dates. How often do you want 4 or more public comment options?
Sorry, can we get someone to mute?
Oh, yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of noise, but that's okay. All right.
Okay, I think that did it. Thank you. Okay, so now we have our 6 days in which we're going to meet. We have the option to offer for public comment. At least we have to offer at least 4 of those dates. If not, we can offer more. What are your suggestions?
Look towards more the end or around the I guess the market periods. Would that help out?
You want to do it? So I think we just got, you mean by grades? Are you asking grades?
Yes, 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 so when like, around, I guess, because what they do, that's 4 times there. But we
Okay.
probably won't need that we have to cut the last one because we will be done by then.
All right, so you want to do October, November, January, February?
Yes, if
All
that
right.
works for
So,
everybody.
Does that work
so
with
let me
everybody?
ask you this
But if
question.
we do it in February, go ahead.
So when we say January, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Jacoby, was the January meeting the start of the budget meeting? Because what I would like to see is we take the map, I was gonna address this, and it falls perfectly here, for us in the next meeting in September to get some data around that, and then we take it again in January. So would we be able to have discussions about data in January for our universal screener or our assessments that we have, or does that meeting just have to be talking about the budget?
No, the team can definitely add a data conversation if that is the team's wish. So I don't know what the,
Good idea. I think before when we talk about budget, it should be driven by the data.
so it is this year, the Go team wants all teams to rank their strategic plan priorities before they leave for winter break, so that when they come in for that budget discussion, they've already done all of that pre-work. So everybody's on the same page in terms of ranking priorities and doing that. So that's what you guys will be doing in your October and November meetings, is looking at your data, looking at the strategic plan you built last year, and just tightening that up and making sure everything's in alignment for 23-24. But you can definitely add a data conversation in January if the data is available. I don't know what the map testing schedule is, so. Does that help, Ms. Hughley?
Ms. Hughley, you still there?
Yeah, she's muted.
Okay.
I'm there. I'm driving, so it's kind of hard for me to tap the
It's
phone.
okay, be careful.
But yes, that helps as well. That really does.
Okay, so based on what was shared, our public comment will be October, November, January, as well as February, in which we offer to our public. Okay, great job. All right, here we go. Now we determine our Go team norms. All right, now this is a long meeting, so thank you for being patient. But once we get all of these norms in place, we should be able to move a little faster. I do apologize. Now we will determine our Go team meeting norms. We'll begin by reviewing the initial Go team meeting norms. I read them to you earlier, but this is a meeting of a Go team. Only members of the team may participate in the discussion. Any members of the public present are here to quietly observe. We will be fully present. We will follow the agenda as noted to the public and stay on task. We will be respectful of each other at all times. We'll be open-minded. We'll invite and welcome contribution of every member and listen to each other. We will respect all ideas and assume good intention, and we will approach differences of opinion and curiosity. Does anyone have any changes to these norms?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so at this time, may I please get a motion to adopt these norms for our Go team?
Motion.
May I get a second motion?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye or raise your hand. Are there any opposed that say nay? Fantastic job. We have adopted the norms. All right, the principal report. So good here. Are you guys able to see my screen? It should say principal report. Fantastic. This is just an update to give us insight about the work that we have to do this year. I'm super excited about some of the things that have occurred last year. And I'm also excited about working with each of you about some of the work that we need to do as we work collectively as a family to continue to move our school towards excellence. And this principal report is going to be a brief overview of our current enrollment, where we are with leveling, our strategic plan a review. I will also make sure I send that document out because it's going to be important that you review that prior to our next meeting so we can be productive in our work. We'll briefly talk about our SMART goals, and we'll talk about our EOC results. So we are super excited to announce we were projected to be at, and actually I have these numbers backwards. We were projected to be at 1330, and I will fix the slides prior to sending, uploading them. We were projected to be at 1330. We are currently at 1325. That's a difference of 5, but that is phenomenal because that means that the money that was in reserve, we actually gained. So we actually had a difference of $282,000, as you can see there. How the money right now is going to be, some of what is being allocated, we had to make some quick decisions. You'll see that we're sending additional people for IB training. We'll talk about that. We are purchasing an additional clerk. Everyone has a clerk except on the 9th grade level. And we put all the additional funds until we can have a discussion over into materials and supplies just as a holding spot. I'm hoping you can see, this is our strategic plan from last year. I'm going to show you the next slide because we talk about some of our priorities. You heard Ms. Jacoby say that we're going to have to rank. And I think that makes sense because what happens sometimes you'll get all of these priorities, but you want to make sure you have a keen focus on what it is that we want to focus on. Last year, as an overview, we roughly had 3 priorities. We wanted to focus on the graduation rate. Of course, we want to talk about the milestone courses. We talked about the implementation of IB. We also wanted to focus on a whole child system, and we wanted to talk about personalized learning. We had some SMART goals in place that targeted increased graduation rate, increase our milestones on ELA and math, and increase college and career readiness. What you'll find is with a strategic plan, they'll tell you it is a 1 to 3 year plan, but it should be aligned to our continuous improvement plan. For you guys that's been with us, our continuous improvement plan actually replaced the SIP, that was the school improvement plan, because as a district, you don't want to change it every year. You want to continue to build on the work that you have in place so that you can make progress. And what you will see to your screen to the left is our continuous improvement plan. And I'm excited to share in our upcoming meetings about our continuous improvement plan. Let's talk about our Georgia milestones. So you can see here, we have some where we were super excited. We did not have some drops, but we have some work. You would notice, you would notice that 2019, 2020, we did not test. So if you go back, you'll see the blue is 2017, 2018, 2018, 2019. And I've shared before, up under this leadership, we did not test in 2019, 2020, and we can't use the data from 2021 data because that data was not a representation sample for all AP students, Atlanta Public School students. If you're not familiar, in that particular year, Atlanta Public School gave students the option to take the EOC. So ultimately, our students had not tested in 3 years, and last year was our first year. And although we did not have significant gains, you can see here, looking at algebra, biology, American Lit, and US history. We were excited that we did not make huge drops in US history. We'll talk more briefly about that work. We had a slight decline in American Lit. Biology, considering the content, they did well, but if you could look in Algebra 1, we have a significant amount of work. But that does align to the work of our math scores. So let's talk about the glows and grows. If I had to do a snapshot, what would be some of the positive things that have happened in this last really 3 or 4 years? We're super excited, as I shared earlier, about the increase in enrollment. Over the last 3 years, we have gone from 1181 to our current 1337 student population, and we are continuing to grow. We have implemented our IB program. As I shared with you earlier, we are starting to work with Young Middle School for our NYP program, and we're super excited about that opportunity to work towards being a world school. Other goals that we're excited about is that Mays students continue to meet and exceed growth on our MAP assessment. I heard Ms. Hughley talk about that at our next meeting or meeting afterwards. We would definitely talk about our map. And what you'll find as a cluster, we are starting to slowly but surely move in the areas of math and ELA. But there's a tremendous amount of work that still needs to be done. Well, if you're not familiar with map, it does reveal that there are some gaps, but those gaps are prevalent in our cluster. And what I'm happy to announce is that the cluster principals are working closely together to ensure that we align our work so that we can see growth as a cluster. We're super excited in our biology, biology proficiency rates increased to 12.3 from 8.6 from a couple years ago. We have a projected about US history. I'm not sure if you are familiar with US history, which is awesome. Our AP students do not have to take the ELCs, but yet if they're enrolled in an AP class, we do receive credit based on the grade that they earn in AP US history. What does that mean, Dr. Wilkins? In AP US history, if the students are sitting on an 80 or above, you receive proficient scores. If they receive a 91 or above, you receive distinguished. So that truly helped us this year. But when you remove those scores, there is work to be done on our on-level classes. Some growth. As you can see, it was part of our strategic plan. We have work to do in ELA and math. There was a decrease in mathematics proficiency over the last 3 years from 21 to 4%. There was a slight dip in our American literature from 21 to 18. And we have to make sure we focus on this work because part of us getting off being a promise school is ensuring that we change our ELC scores. This year, the state is adding some additional factors. This year is considered to be a baseline in which we're not comparing, we're not comparing year to year. This is where our baseline is going to determine how we earn points moving forward. Okay, at this time, based on that brief introduction and also driving your thoughts about what type of data you want to make sure we talk about this year, are there any questions about the data in which was presented?
You say you're going to give us a copy of that?
Yes, ma'am. So this will be
Okay,
uploaded
okay.
to the website, and I can also send you the principal report as well. What I will ask, and I don't know if I can, but I'm going to make this as an announcement. I'm super excited about this opportunity. I want you to have all the data that you need so that we can sit at a table or virtually and really discuss what is happening and how we continue to move our school in the right direction and how we can get to the standards of excellence. I would tell you in some areas we're doing exceptionally well, but in the areas of ELA and math, there is still work to do. So there are certain things that we have put in place, such as, of course, the district has Math 180 and Reading 180, where we have target amount of students in those particular areas. We have also purchased a new source. If we have replaced Reading Plus with something called LightSail, which is a phenomenal program because it also works on accelerating students. So we are focused on trying to make sure we incorporate as much reading across the curriculum as possible because we understand that is going to help us close our gaps. Although biology is not labeled as reading, the students have to be able to read and digest in order to be successful on those assessments.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So have you had your meeting with the district or the state level about being a promise school? And I guess the question, first of all, was there a time limit that we were given to satisfy requirements for the promise school? And have we had a meeting with the district or the state to kind of review the data from last year to potentially change our status?
No, we're not a TSI
No.
school. We don't have the state in our school.
Okay, so you know that's where I'm coming from.
I know where you're coming from. I didn't want to put you out there like that, but we got some work to do, but we don't have that kind of work to do.
Whoever y'all meet with, let me say that.
It's a blessing, but so what has happened, Ms. Hughley, although we are not in the same situation as Young. I don't want to take anything away because I know you guys are doing some phenomenal work at Young, and even the group of students that we received this year, we're super excited. So great job on that. The state has not come into Benjamin E. Mays High School, so we're considered to be a tier 3 school from the district, and our support is from a district level, not as a state level yet. And yes, we've had the opportunity to talk about the data. We talked about some adjustments that immediately needs to be needed. So where you guys have the state in your school often, I have the district in my school.
So have they said, and I guess this is where I'm going with it. So we talked about this at length last year, and it's such a stigma to have any type of focus, promise, all those acronyms.
Yep.
So have they said anything about us being able to get off of that and just return to normalcy where we don't have these stigmas attached to Mays High School? That's basically where I'm going with it.
Absolutely. So I'm not sure if they share with you guys until we get a solid CCRPI, even from the state when they met with all the schools that had any labeling. It was shared that this year may not be the year to come off. We're not sure because of the adjustments with CCRPI, but ultimately what we need is a CCRPI score. So they're still trying to figure out how we're going to calculate all the totalities of this new CCRPI. So there's no promise. The goal is, hey, this year was a baseline. This is where we will use this to determine your growth and what subgroups you need to follow or what have you. So that's how we've digested the data to try to grow from this year's baseline. So there's no timeline to answer your question, and it will not be a timeline until we develop a solid CCRPI score, which no school has received.
Okay, thanks.
No worries. Anybody else? Okay. So what I am going to ask the members, because Ms. Hughley made a valid point, not sure if I'm supposed to, in order for us to do our next agenda, although Ms. Jacoby will give me that agenda, I would tell you, hey, if there's data we need to talk about, you will need to contact the chair or the vice chair, let them know. So as we're putting the agenda together, we can have a fluid presentation about what it is that you want to know, what it is that we need to discuss, and how we need to govern ourselves. We just need it ahead of time. So what I would share is that I need a 2 or 3 week span just so I can pull data, because I do, y'all know I'm a principal, so I do have to have time, and I get my other team to work on it, but I do not mind. I just need to know what data you want, what questions you have, so we can have targeted and a purposeful communication. Okay. We have reached the end of our agenda. Is there any additional business at this time? You guys have been great, awesome with the time. I really appreciate it and very compromising. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
One moment, please.
Yes.
We're gonna have somewhere, is there listed somewhere all of our contact information? in one
Yes,
place?
ma'am.
Okay.
After tonight, I would get it posted. My goal is to get it posted on the website first thing tomorrow, but in the email, Ms. Morris, I will also include you, CC you in on the email.
Okay, so I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Okay. May I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor, please say aye.
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 At this time, meeting is adjourned. Thank you, Ms. Jacoby. Thank you all Go Team members. I look forward to a phenomenal year. Thank you for being patient. That was a lot of stuff for us to cover, but we did a job, great job. Thank you. You guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you all soon.
Thank you,
All right.
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.